Sagittarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-December 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Saggies in their birthday season, might I add. Hope you're all doing great, my friends. Let's get it going, my guys. Talk to me. What do we got for the Saggies, please? What energies, messages, insights can we take a peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Saggy, please. Let's get this first card going. What's the vibe for my good friends? And yeah, while we get this card out, I just want to once again wish you all a very happy birthday from me to you. Whether your birthday is already passed, whether it's still coming up, it's Saggy season. So I hope you have a great one or had a great one. And yeah, your first card came out here. We have the beautiful Empress. So nice card to have on the tails of that. And especially with the reading we had for you last week, this is a very exciting type of energy here. I love this card. Even though it's not a tarot deck, she just gives me all the Empress vibes. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the December subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this card. So we see this lovely divine feminine figure here. She has the Tree of Life tattooed on her back. She is surrounded by the animals and birds and all the plant life. To me, this just screams Empress, which is blessings and abundance. It's a connection to nature. It's just lovely if we were just put a very simple phrase on it, so that could be good. Now, for some Saggies, this could be a mother figure. It could be anything dealing with motherhood or abundance or fertility, but to me it's super positive. Now, there is a challenge when it comes with Empress type of energy. Sometimes it's not the fastest moving, sometimes it could be a little stubborn, so there might be situations or certain people that are a little stubborn when this shows up. But to me, it's just super positive way to start the reading. So even if you are going through some challenges, it's important to focus on the good outcomes, like what you do have as opposed to what you don't. And listen, I know a lot of Saggies. My mom's a Saggy. Usually very optimistic people, okay? And I think that's very important, even if you're going through a tough one. So we're just going to leave her there for now. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card here, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Saggy, please. What's happening? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. I already mentioned that it was a very positive one. The reading was titled A Massive Victory. Now, I always say wins, victories, they come in all different shapes and sizes. So hopefully you had one, right? Whether it's a monetary one or a personal relationship. I just felt really positive energy moving towards Sagittarius. And if you've been going through problematic things, hopefully that wave of positivity comes in soon. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you. Because, you know, we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Saggy. What do we got in mid-December for my Sag friends? Please. The deck is being very specific now. 7 of Cups, yeah. This must be a fire sign thing. I love this card. I call it the menu board of life. It's a little nickname I have for the 7 of Cups. I think it's really nice. It's daydreamy. It's watery. It's like water sign type of vibes. But to me, it's really nice. Let's get a couple more. Thank you. 2 of Swords, a little bit of mystery. Lots of mental activity. And that's something I've been seeing for all the fire signs. Like for the last couple of weeks, is just a really pronounced amount of mental activity for whatever reason. Let's get one more. 3 Cups, beautiful. So we might still be riding this wave, and I'm going to try my best not to get too overly optimistic here, but this alignment, I'm liking it so far. It's feeling okay. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know, I always look at the elements first. There's a lot of internal energy here, which again is a big theme for all the fire signs this week. Notice on the split ends, we have a lot of cups. We have the 7 of Cups, we have the 3 of Cups. Combine them, you get the 10. But to me, cups represent the realm of feeling, emotion, imagination, love. It's the heart, pretty much. Then we have the Two of Swords in the center, which is swords, logic, the mind, communication. So this could be conversational energy. But yeah, it's like we have the heart and mind, all internal energy. So just know you might be feeling things a little more intense. But let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out, because I feel like the energy feels complementary. The only thing we really want to look at is this Two of Swords. That might be the little bump in the road. But position number one, we are starting with Seven of Cups. Now we see this individual there, he's standing, there's 7 cups in front of him, and he's like, which one am I going to pick? Which one am I going to take? And I say this is a huge card of manifesting, creating. It's the menu board of life, where it's someone who's like, okay, I have the freedom to choose, or I know which way I want to go. Now, not every card is 100% positive. Although this is a card of manifesting and moving forward, it could be a little daydreaming. It could be someone that's like fantasizing, imagining, overthinking. Now, for some of you, this could be a great card for any creative endeavor, whether it's like writing, art, where you just let emotion and feeling out into creation. But at the same time, this could be a really positive or challenging card depending on what you're going through. So again, manifesting, menu board of life, but it could also be someone that's just thinking way too much about something when we get to the challenge. Now, moving to the center, pardon me, we have the Two of Swords. I'm getting over a cold, my friends. And to me, this is a big card of mystery for the most part. Now, in its classic sense, the Two of Swords could represent choices, being indecisive, somebody who's like, oh, I don't know what to do, I don't know which way to go. It could be a very confusing type of energy. But to me, I say this is one of the biggest cards of mystery to me. So when I see this Two of Swords, I feel like it could be anything really. It could be a surprise or something that pops up unexpectedly, whether it's a situation. We're just going to have to see how it goes. A lot of times it does link into communication, but either there's something you're mulling over, because look, when we have the Seven of Cups with the Two of Swords, there could be somebody thinking, what do I do? Which way do I go? How do I handle this? Now, the one thing that I'm really, really loving on the back end is that we have the Three of Cups. Lovely stuff. And this card does get a bit of a bad reputation. When I see the Three of Cups, I think of it as celebratory, happy, merriment. And this is one of the cards that links into the holiday season as well. It's a card of groups of people. So it's not just one. It's like, whether it's family, friends, co-workers, it's like a collective of people. And they're celebrating something. So to me, this is a card of wins, victories, just like we saw last week. So interesting how it's like, yeah, we're mulling something over. It's a little up in the air, and then boom, there could be a really good possible result. And I don't want to say that just yet, because we still do need to clarify it. But the Three of Cups is nice. Now, where it becomes challenging is it could represent sticky group dynamics. So in this time, watch out, you're not getting pulled into other people's drama. Watch out for sticky group situations, of course. And for some of you, this could be a card of somebody overindulging too. I mean, we do have a lot of cups. That's one of the downsides. So you might be tempted to overindulge in certain things, but I'm getting a positive feeling so far. So I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. Get a good shuffle here. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Seven of Cups. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Saggy, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Seven of Cups time. All right, interesting. So we do have the Nine of Wands with the Seven of Cups. I get somebody being very, very cautious. I don't want to say overly cautious, because it is good to act that way sometimes. It could be somebody you're dealing with, but when I see that Nine of Wands, that's the wounded warrior. And with that Seven of Cups, it's somebody that is just like, I will think of every eventuality. I'll make sure this doesn't happen. I have plan A, B, C, D, E. It's like giving me one of those vibes. So it's someone being very, very cautious and careful. Now, does this mean Spirit saying like, hey, Saggy, you need to be cautious and careful? I'm not going to say that quite yet. But the Nine of Wands is somebody building a wall. Now, this could also represent somebody keeping like plans to themselves, or their next move, or what they're going to do. So for some of you, if there is something you're planning or strategizing about, maybe it is a good thing to keep it in your mind for now and not let those plans out or on to anybody, but there is an energy of someone trying to keep a little bit of a secret here. Now, that doesn't have to be a bad thing, but it's just super cautious as well. So that's a little bit of a funky energy. Do I feel like it's a bad thing? I'm not going to say that, but I feel like it's not super consequential with what we have coming up. So again, either it's someone that's keeping their plans private or they're planning something and they're not letting something on. It's like a surprising or secret type of energy. So we'll see. Let's see how it shows out. I mean, things happen regardless if we want them to or not sometimes. Let's go in on that Two of Swords. Yeah, whoa, okay. So we have the Tower in the upright underneath this Two of Swords. Hopefully this is a good shock or a good surprise. Very well could be. Because to me, remember, I just said it here in the very beginning, like somebody's keeping something under wraps. It's very secret. It's hush hush. Boom. It all like comes flooding out. But I feel like it could be a very positive way, especially with what happens here on the back end. Now, for a portion of you, when I see the Two of Swords, to me, it's just like energy built up. It built up, it built up, it built up for so long it had nowhere to go except outward. So again, I feel like there could be shocking situations popping up. Now, do they have to be bad? Not necessarily. But the Two of Swords and the Tower, these are energies that just come in out of nowhere. So there's like big surprising energy. Now, we're going to have to see if this is going to be a win or if this is going to be a problem, but I'm leaning more optimistic, and it's so interesting the way this energy is playing, because it's like this person here, I'm keeping quiet, I'm not letting anything on, there's no hints of what's going to happen, and boom, all this energy comes rushing out at once. So it's very intense. So again, that could be happening too with various situations where it's very, very quiet, oddly quiet, then a lot at once. There could be just a flood of energy. That's what I'm picking up here in the center. Now, the Tower does connect to Scorpio. Pardon me. And when I see this card, I do think of karmic. I do think of changes and metamorphosis. So when it shows up here in the mix, yeah, sometimes it could represent change. But to me, that Tower comes in and it just shakes things up in a big way. So again, I feel like this could be shocking in a good way. But to me, it's something that's just a lot at once. So it's like very, very quiet, very, very quiet, boom, everything happening. Let's keep moving over to the Three of Cups. Why is that Three of Cups here? Good. Beautiful. So I do think, and the Ace of Wands does have a very similar energy to the Tower, right? It's not as evolved as the Tower is, but they have a lot of similarities. So when I see it underneath the Three of Cups, it's like, for a lot of you, this could be a surprise in a very good way, or like a shocking win, a shocking victory. I just feel like it's really good. Aces represent opportunities. They represent offers. They're very communicative. So it's like we're quiet, everything at once. Now the energy's flowing. That's how the energy feels to me. Now, if this Tower has happened to you recently, or you've had some rough situations that popped in out of nowhere, this alignment can be your energy rebounding in a positive way, where it's like, okay, I was down, but now I'm up. I was down for a while, but now I'm back up, which is a really good thing. It's very claimable. But I do feel for a lot of you, this shocking energy, whatever this situation is in the center, even if it doesn't feel like it, it's for the best. So to me, it's like shocking winner victory. So I'm loving it. I feel like it's very good. Not a huge fan of this very reserved energy in the front end. It could be a little frustrating, but when we get to the center, it's like, all right, it was quiet, but now we're going to make up for that. Or there was not much happening, now it's all going to happen. So this could be good and claimable. I guess it depends on your situation. So I'm liking it. Second week in a row, I feel like you do have a more positive energy leaning towards you, even if you've gone through some tough ones. But let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow card. If you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have the Seven of Cups, menu board of life, with the Nine of Wands in the upright, and it felt very secret to me, very quiet. Someone keeping their plans under wraps. It was like giving me that type of vibe as well. Like I'm not going to let on what I'm thinking. I'm not going to let on what I'm planning. So it's kind of like a secret plan. Moving to the center, we have the Two of Swords with the Tower. Boom. Either a shocking situation or just everything comes out at once. So it's like going from nothing to everything super quick. Now, I feel intuitively, for a lot of you, this is a positive thing, even if it's a little uncomfortable for some of you, because I have the Three of Cups with the Ace of Wands, very similar energy here. So either this is you rebounding or recovering from something in a positive way, or again, it's a shocking win or victory. I feel like it's a beautiful energy. I feel for the most part it's claimable. Just watch out for the intensity that we have here in the center. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end, just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out. Thank you. The Devil. Capricorn energy. That is the next zodiacal season we do have coming up for a portion of you. If you're connected to Capricorn or have Capricorn placements, this could literally just be it. Now, I will say this. The one thing with the Devil, it can be good in the material sense of the world. So when we see the devil in the shadows, like, listen, I don't want to just be all doom and gloom, but the positive of it, it could look good for anything material or career based, right? Because the devil's like a base type of energy. But aside from those two things, either a Capricorn or work things, the devil is an energy that has been around for a while and it's not going anywhere just yet. So whether it's a person, whether it's a situation, like there's just something about this energy where it's like clinging on for whatever reason. So just know, like, yeah, we do have good positive energy of shifting and changing, but there's just something underneath the surface. Sometimes it could represent addiction. Sometimes it could represent overthinking. We kind of did see the overthinking aspect. But I feel like this is something that needs to be acknowledged. Now, for a portion of you, now could be a great time for a little bit of shadow work. That's what this card can say as well. It doesn't always have to be worst case scenario, but it's something that needs to be noticed. So we're just going to leave it at that, Sag. That's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the December subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar and book one at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the December subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Everyday Witches Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what do you want Santa Claus to bring you this year for Christmas? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.